down.
Try that.
Looking good.
Since there's nobody in the room, I guess it's okay. Okay.
There we go. Welcome to this morning's session. You want to find us live in Zoom, DayTradingMarkets.org. DayTradingMarkets.org.
Oh, that's the new website deal?
That's the new drop-in right into Zoom,
Oh, okay.
right in to be with us on a daily basis.
Well,
We're getting all set up here for the trading morning. We're focused on the S&P 500 E-mini.
are you showing anybody in the room besides you and I?
At the moment, they're just coming in, and we're
Okay.
going out. We're going out to the universe right now.
Yeah, at least we could do is drop down to 60. These lines up here where I might need them. All right. And this thing's having a hard time scaling this morning. If I lose you, we've lost internet.
You feel like it's going down?
Oh, we should come down to 60. Let's put it this way. I sure hope so. I've got a position on. All right.
We're getting all set up in the background for this morning's session. If you want to pop in and join us at DayTradingMarkets.org.
All right. Open there. There we go.
Hey, Craig, good morning. Hey, Gaspar, how are you today? Hey, Gaspar, let us know what your interest in our service is and how we can help you. Use the chat feature to respond. Hey, Leah, welcome back. Hey, Leah, I'm sending you out the opportunity to sign up at that 50% discount. Honor your trade along coach. Gaspar, I'm going to do the same. Coming at you personally in the chat area. So check it out.
Where did we break down?
If anybody needs a trading platform, ask. If you're looking to earn a funded trading account, ask. New and experienced traders are welcome.
All right, we're getting close here. Good morning, everyone. This is Don J. I'm sitting in for Saul this day. Saul is out. I'm fixing to post the numbers in the chat. I think I am. There we are. And we will use those to start with this morning, I believe.
Hey, Don, I'm a believer in you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Our pivot this morning is going to be 52.62. We're going to have resistance at 68, 74, 84, 92, 53.02, and 10. We're going to have support down at 51, 43, 32, 24, and 14. And since I'm already in this trade, I can't do anything until either the trade hits or I'd like to. Okay. I've got a little intermediate level sitting here at 56. But our first level down here is 51. Well, if you took the 56, I was fixing to say you're fixing to get paid off, but it's not being very cooperative at the moment. Here we go. So if you were able to get in on the 56, you're getting paid off.
Hey, Ash, good morning. DL, good morning. Casper, let me know when you're done with that.
I have no idea what we are looking at as far as news goes this morning. Let's see, Monday. Not showing any U.S. news this morning, which is good. That'll just kind of slow things down a little bit. We're running at about almost a 16 handle on our VIX, so our volatility is going to be a little bit greater than normal, than what we've seen normal. We've been running the 13s, the 14s. If you did take the 56s, you're getting paid off. The next level we have is down at 51. If we go blowing down there, I'm going to probably use the other side of this thing, probably the 50 or the 48. But that's just me. I'll have to wait to it, see how we progress down to it. At 51 is going to be a kind of a, I don't know how you say it. It's going to be it should be a decent area. But if you were able to take the 56, you got paid off. This is the big eclipse day. And don't ask me what that means as far as the market goes. I don't have the bonds on here. I wouldn't do me any good to put them up there because I wouldn't know what they were telling me. I just have two charts basically. Well, I've got a bunch more charts over here, but two of them are just the 5 minute and the 1 minute. And I'll also keep a 3 minute laid in there behind it in case I want to look at one, just pull it up. All right. Our next level down is going to be at 51. 654. We got down to 52 and change. 52.75 is what I'm tracking as my low. I'm about as ready as I'm going to get, Pat. It's cloudy. Looks like it's going to rain here today, so I wouldn't know if it's overhead or not. I'll wait and watch it on the internet. We got a lot of clutter sitting at 52, 51, 50, and 48. We're still on the same bar, so we're coming into our green band on our 5-minute. I live on the southeast, lower southeast corner, right next to Louisiana. If you get on Interstate 10, we're the last town before you step into Louisiana. We're down to the 51. You got the 50 and change. And 50 ought to get us back up to about 52. Just have to be patient. We need to come all the way back up to 56, 58. But it is what it is. Just keep your stops in. All right. We should come back right up into there. Next level we got down here is 43. I don't think this one's through yet. You know, if you're still holding them, it's going to give you a place to get out. Either scratch it or remember I told you we had resistance. I mean, down here at 48, 50, and 51. All right. And we should get back to 52. Or pretty close to it. And if you're still holding your 51, you're doing all right. I had to take the 50 and the 48 also. So we're now flat. We're waiting on see what it's going to do next. I can see it's coming all the way back up into here. 2 downs, up. $56.50. Yeah, I can see it coming back up into there. Don't know if it will or not, but I can see it doing it. Now, I was working this from here back into this line right there. That's basically what I was working at. And it did it. Yeah, this area back up here at 56. We're gonna have to watch for the next couple of days. And I have no idea when we're gonna hit them, but you can write them down. 53, 52. What am I saying here? 5,200 and probably 63. We should. So if we are pointed in that direction, the odds are that we're probably going to get down there to them or up to them. You know, basically, we're just trading from one spot to the next. I was short the pre-market. I got out, took the 56, got paid, got out. I took the 51s, 50s, and the 48s. I took all three. Now I was kind of forced into it. It's kind of like, okay, which one of these left? If you've only got one bullet, you have to say, okay, you know, when we got down to that 50, what did it come down to 50, 52.75? I was a little bit suspect of the 51 at that point. And so I moved it down and actually I took all three of them. All right. Yeah. So we're just twiddling our thumbs until it does something. I really wasn't paying any attention, you know. Long 56. I'm not in it because I wasn't paying attention. I would look to maybe get to 63. But it doesn't matter what I think. What really matters is how are you going to play it? Where am I wrong? If I were to able to jump in at the 56, where am I wrong? That way down here, right here, how much risk are you willing to take? Is what it boils down to. And I want to tell you the same thing Saul told me when I first started. The only difference between he and I, or you and I, is that he believes in the numbers. And it takes a while to get to where you believe that, okay, we're going to do this. So if it goes past you a little bit, you're not freaking out. I got to get out. I got to get out. And you get a little bit too rigid and your stops are a little bit close and you're getting hit a whole bunch of times when you could be taking profits. Now, everybody's risk tolerance is different. And so just keep that in mind. I know that, at 56, there's a level right in here at 56. I already know that. It's kind of like an intermediate level or whatever you want to call it. I've had to spread my levels out a little bit this morning for safety reasons. This is Saul's room, not my room, and I want everybody to make money. I really do. And I realize that what I trade and how I trade, most of you would say I'm not doing that. Well, I understand that, and that's okay. It's just my way, and it works for me. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody else, and I'll tell you that going into it. But the levels I do believe in, and they do work. And will I get them right every time? No, but I'm right more often than I'm wrong. So I guess in trading, that says a bunch. I read all of these trading books, and it says, you really only have to be right 40% of the time if you can control your losses. That old saying, let your winners run. I tell you what, it's really hard when you get in a position to let it run. There's so many times I've let it run up 8, 9, 10 points, and I'm sitting there in it, and then it turns right back down and takes my 8 or 9 or 10 points away from me, and I'm going, should have taken it off. So my new philosophy is, look, if I'm in the green and if I see a close target, I'll stick it up there and I'll manage my stop. But if I start getting 6, 7, 8, 9 points, 10 points, you have to realize that most of the time the S&P does not run 10 points in a continuous line. Now, this drop this morning, it did real well. As long as we stay below 52, and we stay below our blue band down there, I'm more bearish than I am bullish. And if this thing starts making a big break, I'm gonna probably adjust these numbers a little bit. The 24 may turn into a 21, 20 area. This depends on how, a lot of this stuff depends on how we usually get there. It is. It just Maureen, it's really tough. It's tough for me. You just constantly pull a little profit here, pull it. You know what really gets me is if I go back and I'm sitting in these big old trades, and after it's all said and done with, when I average it out, if I make 3, 4 points, I've done really well. If I make 100, 125 per trade, I've done really good. As dumb as it sounds, you don't have to hold these things. Is it really fast? You don't see your account grow as fast at first because you're constantly chipping away at it. But day in and day out, it does grow. Then you get to the point to where you can throw more contracts at it, then it grows a little faster. Then that trade there, if I'd have had the 51s, I'd have got stopped out. But I had the 51s, the 50s, and the 40, yeah, and around the 48s. And we got to 46.50. But I had faith that we're at least getting back to 52. So could I have been wrong? Yeah. And I was sitting there watching it, and I had my little button on the finger on the button. Says, okay, get me out. I've had enough. But then it did what it was supposed to do. We'll know something here, probably another 5 minutes. This thing's going to have to make a move. They are. It doesn't take long to really mount up. When I first started, I don't even remember when it was, 2000 something or another. The market was really slow. We were trading down in 11 and 1200s, and I fought to make a point. I mean, I'd get in and it'd go up and it'd come right back down. Then it'd go below it. Then it's kind of like, man. And then I learned to trade the night market too. And you talking about slow, it does get nowadays. I wouldn't count on that. Back then, the average move in the market was about 10 points at night. That was the total move. If you got an 11-point move, that was a big night market. So you were looking to scalp 2 or 3 points, and that was it. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. And I can put the levels in the chat again for those that came in late. And now we're just twiddling our thumbs. So, and I guess it's, we're giving you one number. And 51 was a really good example of that one number. 51 bounced it. Yes, it did, but we went past it a ways. 48 would have been a safer number, but odds are you could have missed the trade too, since 51 was such a strong level. So there's a lot of times if you're just able to throw 1 or 2 lots at it, and a lot of times you'll miss trades because I've got one bullet and I've got to make it count, and I got to get in at an exact price, but with it going down to 52.75, you could have used 50 real easy, but it did go against you. But also this morning telling you we're almost at a 16 VIX, that your stop's going to have to be a little bigger. 2 points is a little bit tight on these things. 3 points, Plus or minus. 4 is better. It gives you a little wiggle room, but it's expensive. So if you're going to risk 4, you need to be making 4. So from 48 back to 52, then I said, okay, yeah, that's worth the risk. But as it stands right now, we're trading right here at the 54 area. I call it my 9 o'clock line in the sand. At 9 o'clock, I will move that green band down to the open of the 9 o'clock bar. And the bias is above it, positive is below it, negative. That's just a bias. Now you got to figure out how to trade it. And so, Saul tells you try not to come in with an opinion. Well, I have problems with that because I'm analyzing the market and it said, okay, we should get to here or there. I've got 2 targets, 53 and at 5,200 down there. How we're going to go about getting to either one of those? If we come up, we hit the 53 today, it's now null and void. If it starts dropping and we drop all the way down toward the 5,200s, then that 53 is going to still be in play, whichever one gets hit first. But for the next today and tomorrow, those 2 numbers are going to, you'll see them again some point in time. So I do have an opinion, but I have to trade that opinion. And the critical factor of all of this is okay, if my opinion is right and I get in the trade at the right level, which as we're looking down in here was right in this range, I'm going from 50 to maybe 63, or I'm going from 50 down to 5,200. So you got to have, and on the way down, we're gonna hit these spots. We're gonna hit and we're gonna bounce. We're gonna hit. We're gonna bounce. Gonna hit. We're gonna go bounce. Just like on this up climb, we went up, we hit, we bounced up. We come back, we hit, we bounced up. Back, we broke. Okay. So about 55, 56 level. So I do have an opinion. I have a reason. Now I just need to pick my spots to see if you're correct or not. That's all it is to it. It just doesn't matter what we're trading the levels. We are picking a spot and we know where we're wrong based on each of us individual risk tolerances and account sizes. I'm guilty of setting through drawdowns. I know better, but I do it, and that is a bad habit I've gotten into that needs to be broken. And a lot of this thing, it takes time. You watch what happens now. That green band laying. I mean, this blue line, green line, chartreuse line, whatever it is. You watch how it plays out, and it may take hours to do this. It may take a few minutes. From what I'm seeing now, we ought to test this 4650 area. Now, does that mean I'm just going to jump on one and go short? No. It means now I'm going to have a reason in a location. So it's either going to have to be on this 1 minute chart. I'm looking at areas like this right here, which we should get back here to what's this 5250. It says we ought to get it all the way back down to here, 5250. So, and we did. Now, I'm looking at this pattern that it set up right here. You know, I'm getting short. I'm out. I didn't make but a point or so, but who cares? The pattern gave me a reason. I'm below my green band. I had a reason. I was kind of below my blue band right here. Does it mean it's going to just keep going? No, it's a scalp. It's a price action scalp. Can it keep going? Sure. Can it stop right here and zing the other way? Most definitely. I'm really surprised we didn't get all the way back up to this. What was that? 5750. But my longer term chart, my hourly chart says, look, we should pop all the way back down into here. And this is the start of an hour. Long as I stay below that band right there, you know, I had a reason, a shorter term reason to take it up here, and I should have stayed in it. But you know, that's your thought process as you're working through all of this. We got down to that 50-51. We're bouncing back off of it now. You can also tell a lot about these levels, how strong they are as we hit and bounce off of them and we come back to them and we're bouncing. I put 51 straight up in there. The safest bet on all of them would have been the 48. It took the least amount of heat, but the 50 was a good shot. So what we know right now is we got 53, a possibility of getting down here to this 4650. Anything above this is 54, 75, 55. We've got some, we had a 51 in here. So we're watching how these levels, what kind of strength they have. And I said, if we got to get below 51 to be more negative. So, you know, even though you see this thing on a longer term chart that we're going to get down there, you have to be able to sit and wait for a long time too. A 5 minute chart may take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to play out. A 1 minute chart may take 1 to 6 minutes to play out. The patterns are quicker on a 1 minute. The profit targets are not as big. So if you can find a spot, a really good spot and a good reason, like maybe back up at the blue band or the if we get back to pivot, we're above our blue band, and then I would have to say where we're going at 63, somewhere in there. So a lot of it is a waiting game. It is waiting to see what they're going to do, how they're going to have to show their hand sooner or later. And you have to be sitting there looking at it, ready to go. Yeah. The next level down here, what do I have? 43. I like 44. 43 was a safer level. 42 is a little bit safer than the 43. But I split the difference. I did, it may stop at 44 and bounce. I will draw these. Let's see. The next level I got is down here at 32. Yeah, it is, Mike. What we're basically doing is this. This was our pivot, this red line right here. And as we came down, I had an intermediate level here. I didn't even know. Let's see. I had a 51 down here, but I also told everybody, look, here at 56, we have an area, and I got I got paid off at the 56. If you come right down to here, the low of this 1 minute bar was 56. It hit it and bounced straight up. Now, if you look at this 5 minute chart, it does not show that. We got down to 55.75 right there, and just bam, and off it went. I got filled, got a few points, got out. As we rotated down, we had a level at 51, but the way it was trading, it got down to right here, this 52.75. I still kept my 51. It did not give us a full 2 points, but I also took the 50 and the 48. And you can see how that worked out. So as we're going, we're still trying to stay short on this thing. Like I said, it was not surprise me if we jump all the way back up here to this 57.50 area. I'm not in a trade. I'm watching it. That would put it about right there, I think. I'll put a little line up there, right there. So we're using the numbers kind of as a guide, but we have to, right now, we've hit some levels. We're not really doing anything. It may be 9:30, 10 o'clock. We don't know. Well, the pivot, the blue band, you can call a pivot a line in the sand. I don't care. But this morning, I set this pivot early. I set this pivot probably around 7:55, 8 o'clock. And sometimes our pivot's going to be off. Sometimes I have to, every now and then, like this is right before 8:30, it goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then I have to reset my pivot. And that's okay. That's why we normally wait until right at 8:30 to do this. But this, I set this pivot this morning pre-market, and I was short up there at the 66 area. And I was looking for a 60 target. And I got it. So we had that trade. We had this 56 trade worked out. These trades here worked out. I took a quick scalp. Don't even know where it's at now. I took a quick scalp up in here. That worked out. So, it's 9:15. So 1, 2, 3, 5. I've had 6 or 7 trades already this morning. And I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just telling you that the opportunities are here. It's just that, I see all these trading systems out. And if it does this, you go long. And there's nothing wrong with that. But most of the time when I look at them, I can go back and look at the levels. And, I'm probably Johnny on the spot on the level, or pretty close. Let's put it this way. These levels are not precise. They are areas. And the bigger the volatility, that area is going to expand, if that makes any sense. The higher the volatility goes, the more movement we get in these bars, the true range of these things is going to expand. And so when you look at this 5-minute chart, I've got areas here, there, and there. So if we have a pattern or something and we break something, well, I look to go from below this down to that, maybe a bounce. If we get below that, I look to see that, or if we get above that, I look to see that. I mean, it's just an idea that you culminate, see how we're breaking, So I'm looking at this charts, what it's doing. I'm going, okay, how are we going? Is there a reason to get long this thing? Okay, where would I've gotten long at? Well, that's why I use a 1-minute chart. Sometimes it'll allow me to jump in. Is it going to stop here and go back down? I don't know, but you have to have a game plan where I get in and where I'm wrong. And no matter what our opinion is, we're just seesawing on the both sides of that chartreuse line. And so I'm not really, and above the, you could, if you had a reason to get long in here on a shorter time frame, it would maybe that target. But you break that, you're gonna run right into this blue band. And let me tell you, that blue band's like a roadblock. Sometimes we blow through it, most of the time it just hammers me. My target could be 60. And when I started, that blue band could have been way back here. And my target's up there. Man, when it started, here comes the blue band. And you can bet. So when it gets like this and it doesn't do anything, best thing to do is just don't do anything too. That's the whole key. Being patient and waiting. And we as human beings want instant gratification. Probably I can say over 90% of my bad trades are from jumping in the market when I shouldn't be in the market. And yeah, it's going to go here. Yeah, let's just jump in. I'm going, no, I have to have a spot and a reason now. $54.25, $54.75. You could have been along this market, and you were looking to get maybe 57, 50, 58 out of it, maybe. If it could go higher, but we don't know that. So if I'm using this mark right here, this level, it's not going to give you much length now. But I still believe in the trade. It's still worth. So, with this. All right. Back to 56. That it is, Maureen. It will humble the best of you. You just every time I think I know what I do, it bites me in the honey. I saw this move right here. And you could have taken a quick scalp, or you could have come back and you could have bought this 53 area. And we should look for 55, 75, 56. That's if it's going to make it back up there. If it's not, okay, where am I wrong? If I'm correct, I'm going to get paid off right here. We got up to 95 and a quarter. I'm out. So these are things that I'm looking at. And there is so many of these trades in one day, and they may not be worth much. They may be worth 1 point, 2 points. But I was in that trade less than 2 minutes. I'm going, I'll take it all day long. The only thing you have to remember is, where am I wrong? Well, after getting in the trade, I'm wrong below this, right? Really and truly, you're wrong below this. But as this thing's set up, I'm saying, okay, 51.50. I'm in at 53. I'm looking to get right back up to here to this 56. I was out at 55.75. I'm good. So We're coming up on 9:30. Now we're going for that upper level. It looks like we should maybe hit it. What is it? That thing is 57.50 right there. It may hit that thing and bounce off of it like a rock. So if you're long into this thing, you may want to consider taking profits. Well, it's going to hit that blue band now. But anyway, we was correct on what the pattern said it did. It did it. It just took it a while to unfold. The numbers, they work. I use them as target areas. I use them as entry areas. I have reasons. All of this I've learned from solid this course. Now, you can take the course and still not be able to do it. You have to take the course and then you have to apply what he's teaching you. And I don't know about everybody else, but I've taken a slew of courses in my life here. I mean, I have spent tons of money, well over $50,000, I would guess, through the years at taking different courses. And out of all fairness to every one of them, every one of the courses I saw, and I actually watched them do it, in live markets. I was there with them when they were doing it, and I'm going, and they're trading their money, and it works for them because it fit their personality and their mindset. So, and I don't know what's going to happen with AI trading. Everybody wants to make things easier where you just go out and play golf today and it goes and makes you thousands of dollars every day. And I think that's wonderful. I'm not that trustworthy of computers because they do go awry. I've seen it too many times. And I said a long time ago, if I'm going to lose money, I'm going to lose my money. Yeah, in my own tolerance. Yeah. But you know what? I was stumbling, and I don't even remember how I got to this thing. Now we're coming back up to this 62. We've got to 62. Now, I don't know if we're going to stop here and bounce back and retest this blue band, or we're going to just shoot straight up that 63. I don't know. But, we hit the blue band. This dotted area right here. This is the same number as my blue band on my 5-minute chart. I had to translate it to it so I can look at this 1-minute chart and say, okay, so it hit that blue band at 58.50 and we bounced all the way back down here to what, 55.75. So it bounced off 2 points. Now the question is now, is this 58 going to hold it? Don't know. But anyway, the market was really bouncing around that day, and Saul just as easy. He's the same now as he was then. He's talking and he doesn't get excited. There's been a time or two, and and another thing too is if you have a problem, you can ask him, you can call him, you can talk to him, he'll help you and straighten it out. To me, that meant the world. Everybody else teaches you these things and sends you down the road. If you have a problem, it's kind of like, okay, I can't get in touch with them anymore. Your subscription is run out. And Saul has never done that. And I remember one afternoon, I had called him. He said, "Man, can I call you back? I'm digging out of a hole." I said, "I can relate. Go." So, he's like everybody else. He's human, but he's so even keeled. And I've had other guys that, I mean, just yelling and screaming and I'm going, that's not helping anything. Besides that, it's hurting my ears. And I expected to hit that 63. I don't know how. If we don't break out above this 61.75 pretty quick, but we've got that 62 in there as our pivot. The first time to it, you could have shorted it up here and maybe got a little out of it, but I didn't do that. Yeah. He also told me that one time. He said the difference between, he says, I don't have a problem taking a loss. And I do, man. It just tears me up to take a loss. And that's the problem that I face with sitting through drawdowns. I will hold that position till I get what I want. you know, and I had, knock on wood, I have been lucky enough most of the time I'm able to get out of the position with a profit. But in all fairness, there have been times it has cost me dearly. So, if you can operate under that risk tolerance and it not bother you, and you can come back tomorrow and it didn't devastate your account. I've hit mine pretty hard several times, and it just, so you come in, get the levels, trade around the levels. If they're wrong, get out, go next trade. There's usually between 8:30 and 9:30, there is plenty of opportunity. Well, we got up to 62.75. That's not right. And I said 63. Now, see, that makes me mad because my analysis is to the number. They're not half numbers. They are. If I say 63, I expect this market to touch it. It may not go through it, but it should touch it. There we go. Now I feel better. So, looking at all of this as we went down, we had a area to get long on. We bounced off. And as we continued up, we got past our thing. We expected it to go there. If we get out of that, our next level up is going to be 68. I expect that we should test at 68. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's just that's what it's about, Maureen. It's just about, look, we come in, we buy stuff, we sell stuff, we try and make a profit. When it don't work, we just go on. I mean, one or 100 trades out of 1,000 does not make you a bad trader. I'll be right back.
Hey, I posted in our Zoom room an opportunity to sign up for our services at a discount. Honor your trade along coach. Make sure you are signed up. Gaspar, John, Leah, Mike, Pat. Everything we do is through PayPal. I just sent out a 50% off discount link. It's nominal. Make sure you thank Don for being part of the service today. Don hails from the state of Texas. He's a trading aficionado in the art of trading based on price action. He's actively scalping. He's utilizing Sol's levels, the levels that he gave out, right up against the opening bell. We had a pivot today of 52.62. Resistance above at 68, 74, 84, 92, 53.03, and 10. Below we had 51, 43, 32, 24, and 14. We are scalping the market, day trading the market via a price action trading methodology that is learnable by you, teachable by us. You'll notice a series of two charts in a separate chart window. When you come into our Zoom home base, to get to our Zoom home base, you would go to www.daytradingmarkets.org. Daytradingmarkets.org. For those that are joining us from the outside, if you like what we're doing here, tell your friends, invite them into our Zoom room or home base. Again, daytradingmarkets.org. We're here every day from the hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We're looking to do 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. We're looking to pick up 2 points plus on each trade. We defend generally at 2 points, but that can expand based on trade action, volatility, follow through in the S&P 500 E-mini. If you're new to trading, great. We can help you get set off on the right foot. If you're an experienced trader and you want to start to develop consistent profitability, so we've got new traders looking to develop consistent profitability. We've got experienced traders that are looking to adapt, tweak, adjust their trading so that they can start to become a consistently profitable trader. That's what we do here. Those are the individuals that we work with. We have clients from around the globe that pop in. So join us. Trying to put up a couple $100 a day with one contract in the S&P 500 E-mini. Trying to minimize our losses, as Don was suggesting, based on our stop placement. Each trade is a series of decisions to go into a trade in and around a pre-mapped out level. You're going to post or start your trade out with the concept of what are you looking for based on this trade? What's my exit strategy? We're looking at 2 points plus generally. We have an entry point, we have an exit strategy, and then we have a stop. So you can set yourself up two ways here. You can set yourself up with a trading platform where you trade your own capital. You can set yourself up with a trading platform where you're looking to earn a funded trading account. And then it's a matter of developing a skill set, price action trading in this opportunity. And then you practice trade. You practice trade against real-time data in your platform. You look to set your platform up with your charts, your order entry, and then you go about your business. And you start to go about your business, and then you tighten up that business based on the relationship with this service so that you can look at developing consistent profitability. and then become the best trader you can be in your own trading business. That's what we do every day here. That's what the opportunity for you is based on this service. And again, if you like what we're doing here, great. If you are interested and you want to join us on our home base, come into DayTradingMarkets.org. It's a registration for our Zoom room. It's webinar format, live charts, interaction back and forth with your trade along coach. We do have the ability to have you set up. I mean, we look for individuals to come in. We look for individuals to take the step from casual guest to paid subscriber. Right now, we have a great 50% off deal. So ask and inquire in our chat in our Zoom room. If you've been coming in as a guest and you haven't signed up yet, shame on you. Don't be a piker. It's nominal. One day in this room pays for the rate that we charge for a month. If you don't understand that, if you just don't really pick up on that, that's okay. You don't have to stay here. We ask people to bounce themselves out of the room to go someplace else. So just the way of the world. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you're interested in, but make sure you don't not sign up for our room and not honor your trade along coach. So I'm going to pass this back off to Don. Are you there again? Donna just stepped out for a moment. I'm not sure if he's back. I saw him working on his charts.
Yep, I'm here.
So I'm just going to step off into the background. You pop in as you like, based on how you do your business. Appreciate you stepping in for Sol today.
No problem. Guys, if you took the 68, you got paid off.
And what's nice about this service is that we've adapted a little bit from the concept of a full trading course. We now have what we call one-on-one coaching sessions that are right with your trade along coach. That is done based on a conversation, a relationship, a fee. Go into a private Zoom meeting room. You have your charts, Saul has his charts. You work on the concept of price action trading, and then you come into this group coaching session as your support system for what you're learning in your one-on-one coaching. So this setup is what we call our group coaching session. It's nominally priced. It's a great way to interact with your trade along coach. We work the morning session. We look to work the morning session for individual traders. Set up a roadmap for the day by laying out these levels. Work trades in and around those levels based on a price action trading methodology, which is teachable by us and learnable by you. And we have that set up based on one-on-one coaching sessions. You can take a series of coaching sessions. It's completely up to you. We have a trading consultation that leads you in that direction if you so choose. But again, make sure you're signed up for this group coaching session. You are go from guest to paid. Anyway, so back to you, Don. Thank you.
No problem. Well, it has been a pretty profitable morning this morning. Just being patient and waiting. Same to you, Maureen. Yeah, I cheat and put lines on my chart. The main reason I put the lines on the chart is I can't remember. I'll remember it for a moment, then and I'll forget. At least I got the lines and I can see them. That's just me. I find out for me, it helps. Well, the question now that we have is, okay, we've hit our 63 area. Are we going to take it up? Or are we going to tank it off? We don't know. They'll probably say the market's going to make this huge move here in a little while. They'll say, oh, it's the eclipse affected it. So who knows? That's like all the news and everything that comes out. It's kind of like, I really don't care. I just try and look at it to see about what time news is coming out and try not to be in a trade by then. But there's sometimes that look, I'm in this trade, good, bad, or indifferent. If it goes against me, but I have I'm committed to it because I see something that I believe in. And so, and like Saul says, the only difference between he and everyone else, he believes in the numbers. And you can see how these numbers are working. Are they exact? No, that 51 and 50 didn't. I mean, they worked. Yes, we got profit out of them, but you had to stand a little drawdown out of them. The 68, I wish they were all like the 68. You hit it, you get filled, and they go. Now, if you didn't have that 68 already in there, odds are you didn't get filled. Or you had to put the 67.50, 67.75 in there. If you're a little late, you have to be a little bit early. And sometimes Saul scales in a point above and below. So he would have probably been in at 67, had another one at 68, and one at 69. So guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. It's coming up on 10 o'clock. Usually this is about the extent of our day. I'm basically finished. It's kind of as it's unfolding, you're trying to talk on what you think it will do. And at any point in time, they can send this thing the other direction. But that's why we put our stops in. It keeps us out of too much trouble. And again, it allows you to come, in the scheme of things, a 4-point stop, that's $200. Man, I hate to lose $200. And but in the scheme of things, it's better than $1,000 drawdown because I've been there. How long does it take to? Well, I mean, basically, you already this is basically what we're doing every day. He's coming in. The method that he's giving you is to how to find the numbers. Now, if you don't want to go through all of that, just come in and pay for the privilege of just getting the numbers every day. Now, basically, how we trade those numbers is okay. The 62 is our pivot. And as we went down, we had a level at 56. We traded it, made money. We had another one at 51, and I said, well, we may want to use the other side of 51 but I took the 51, I took the 50, and I took the 48 because I believe we're going back to 52. It did that. If we'd have went deeper down, I'd had to stop myself out. As we passed this pivot and we got up to here, we hit it. You're going to have you're a point shy of it. He goes a point below this number and above this number. The numbers that I'm giving you are exact numbers. I am exact today. These are the numbers where these lines are, is exactly where I want to be trading from. And that's where I've had a lot of my order setting. But you have to remember that if you're just trading one lot, being exact is tough, because it's liable to overrun you. It's liable to stop short. Whereas if you were throwing a lot below and above, and maybe not just a two lot, one below and one above, that kind of gets you that range in there. So 51 and 49. Well, we went down to what, 46.50. So on a day with the volatility like it is, you need at least probably 4 points. In a lot of way to tell the volatility, look at the size of these bars. These are pretty good sized bars this first 30 minutes compared to what we were doing earlier. So this things can move a pretty quick. And as we start back up, the bars, and you can go to an average true range and it'll tell you what the bars are for that 5-minute chart if you want to know. But you can just pay to come in here and just get the numbers every day, and then you trade around the numbers. The price action trades are things that he has taught that are not necessary. I mean, to me, they're gimmick trades. And but basically, if I get really bored, and this is where you get in trouble. If you get really bored, you want to trade. If one takes one-on-one course, how long does it take not only to learn but to apply? Well, I mean, if you can comprehend what I just told you, you can apply it the very next day. Now, can you find the numbers that, uh, uh, and what you're going to do is that you're going to go in before the market opens and before Saul comes on, and you're going to look and you're going to find your numbers. The market should bounce from here, here, and here. Why? Okay. Saul's going to come out and he's going to give you some numbers. You're going to check them. Okay, how close am I? I promise you, we all see these charts a little bit different. There's days that I am right on with him. There's days that I'm seeing something different. There's days that both of our numbers are working. I may have he may have a 48. I may have a 51 and a 50. All three of them worked. So you have to. This is where you learn. You get the numbers. You compare them to his. You go back and you look where he got his from, how he arrived at them, and the reason that he arrived at them. And then you start putting that into practice every day. And it takes a little while to adjust your eyes so you can see kind of what he's seeing. But as far as, can I trade the numbers? Yeah, you can take the course. He can show you how to set once the numbers are given out. If he'll give out a pivot in the morning, he'll give out numbers below and above. And as he's giving them out, he's probably already entering his orders at those levels. We have no idea which way this market's going to break. But when it does get there, he's already in the queue. He's in line to get filled. So if it only wants the first 50, you're probably one of the first 50 in there, and your odds of getting filled are a lot better. And so your orders are preset or are in there, and we have no idea what the market's going to do. So, like I say, there's two ways to do this. Then a lot of it, let me see, DL. But as far as trading wise, I mean, I can tell you what to do. I just basically told you what to do. You get the levels, and depending on your account size and your risk tolerance and your stop preference, and that's the problem is we can't say, okay, 2 points on everything. That would be great, but the market volatility dictates that, not us. And not only that is you should be the one that determines what you're going to be willing to win and lose. And so, knowing what I know now, I can come in and just trade the levels every day. But also, I can I can produce levels. I can produce the levels that I'm comfortable enough and I've done it enough to where I believe in what I'm doing. And that's the kicker right there. You have to believe and you have to like this system. All of these systems, there's a lot of way to skin these cats. There's a but you got to find one that kind of I like this. It's not fast. It's pretty simple. Uh and we do the same thing day in and day out. It's not like we're changing every day. Now, we do make adjustments to the levels as the day and the volatility and what it's doing. But for the first hour here, the market has done pretty much where I thought it was going to do. Now, where do we go from here? I have no idea. Uh, and really and truly, we're coming up on 10 o'clock. I'm done for today. I've been trading since just a little bit before 8. I'm happy. Uh, I don't know if we're going to go through the moon. We're coming back to that 6,300. Uh, that I can't tell you. But the levels, we have levels above. With the next level above, it's going to be what, it's 74 and 84. So I've already got a line sitting there. Do I have an order sitting there? No, all my orders are canceled now because we're coming up on 10 o'clock and I've had enough. Let's see, I can go. I can see it's getting up that 73, 74 area. I used 74 this morning. Yesterday's high was 72.50. So somewhere in this range, we're going to get a little bounce. Should anyway. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. But the hardest thing about the levels is to be able to see the levels. But he shows you why and where he got his levels from. And so you just have to go and start learning what to look for. And then you start coming up with levels. And sometimes, you know, and this is not against Saul. This is against me and everybody else. Sometimes our levels we just don't quite get to them. I mean, we're a tick shy. I mean, just quarter of a point, bam, and it turns. It's kind of like, oh man. And but that's just the way the market is. So that tells me that was a pretty good level because they sold it off before it got there. Uh, I like to see these ones like the 68 bounce all the way back to the next level down. Would I have held it? Nah, I'd have been out at 64, 65, somewhere in there. It worked. I made 2 or 3 points on the trade. Hey, pat myself on the back and just threw that in the coffer. It's just finding areas to get in with the least amount of risk is key. Now, I see things every day, and support and resistance levels are dead because now we've found out the computer knows where all of these professionals are sitting there waiting for these orders to get in. That may be so. Maybe that's the thing, the coming thing. I don't know. But so far, this is working, and we are here to scalp. We're not here to ride these long runs. Now, if you're lucky enough to get in maybe down at the 50 and you anticipating that we're going up to 68, you know, 50 to 68, that's not a bad payday just for one lot. But you have to be able to sit and hold on to that thing, and you don't know that's going to get there. But Saul will be back tomorrow. I guess I hadn't even looked at the internet to see if it's just loaded with uh internet. I mean, no, I don't see anything about the eclipse yet. We couldn't see it here if we wanted to. It's nothing but cloudy. It looks like it's fixing to rain. And I tell you something else that may help. A lot of times when you have a number, I know in this chart it's real easy to do. It's like take that thing and just, you know, something like that. The number's going to be in the center. We're going to have a little leeway on both sides of it, but you know, that's just kind of the zone I'm living in. That's the reality. It just, you know, I'm I'm not good enough to be able to tell you that uh we're going to go past that 50, but I know one thing, that once we got down in this 48 range, I'm jumping on another one. I was going to stick another one. It bounced down there and bounced off of it before I could get another one in down there. If I known what I know now, I'd have had a 5 lot on. But you know, when you get to seeing these quote levels, areas, whatever you want to call them, these are areas we expect the market to react off of. And when they don't, that's what our stops are for. That's how we protect ourselves, and we go to the next trade. Now, I'll be the first one to admit it gets tough that once you blow through 3 levels, it's kind of like, whoa, man, we're just, if it's a nice orderly market, we'll hit the levels, we'll bounce off. We'll go down, we'll hit another level, we'll bounce off. We'll go down. So we can tell that the sell-off is nice and orderly. But when they get something that is just a big woof, it's kind of like, whoa. That's like this uptrend. So far, this uptrend has been nice and orderly. Everything has worked. Now, I don't know about the 60 or 62 pivot. We didn't bounce off of it. So I could see us coming back into 60. But am I willing to short one? No. But I mean, if you see that 60, it is par for the course. So that's the nice thing about the lines, that they allow you to see what's going on, how those areas are working, how's your pivots working, how's your support and resistance levels are working. Whereas if now, do I need the lines on there? No, not anymore. I just put them on there to help y'all. If that will help you, you can see us coming up to it, right where it's at. When I like that 62, I expect it to hit the 60. Yep. The low was 60. Now, did I have a reason to get short in there? If I did, it would have probably been 65.50. About right there's where I would have gotten short on, but I based it off of this right here, and I had a 60 target. And so it did. I expect that thing should bounce back all the way up to 65, 75, somewhere in there. Yeah. So a lot of this is just you do this every day, and we're not doing anything different. But okay, should it do that? Yes, it should. Will it do that? I don't know. It should. So, if you wanted to jump on one at 62, take it off, maybe it's 65, somewhere in there. It's been a good trade. Now, that trade that I'm discussing right now, this is not a Sol trade. This is a DJ trade based on if let's put it this way. If I have something on my chart, you can bet that I use it. If I'm not using it, I get rid of it. I have no use for something that's not going to make me money and just cluttering up the chart. And basically, Sal's charts, they have a Bollinger Band, which I don't use Bollinger Bands. They are there on my charts. If you uh, I say they're on my charts. What did I say? We're getting up to 65, 75. Okay, we hit it. Uh, but basically, this is the blue band you see on Sal's charts. This is another 20 period moving average, but it's an exponential moving average. I'm trying it out. And there's the blue band. Now, the only original thing that I have on mine is from the original was the 50 period moving average. Now, I use it from time to time. I expect us to get back down to 54. Now, it may take it an hour or so to get there, but you can write down 54. We should get back down to it. Does it have to? No. Is there a reason if I had a reason to trade? Yeah, I'd be all over it. Uh, but I use Don chain channels, which is this upper level here and this level here instead of Bollinger Bands. I have a use for it. Uh, like I said, this big dotted line is the same moving average as my 20 period moving average. This is a longer term moving average for a 1 minute chart, but I have the 200 and the 50, and then I have a shorter term blue band. And a real short term, I think this is a 7 period moving average on there. I don't forget what it is. It's a 7 period simple moving average on there. So this is telling me that we should test this 60 again, if not the 54. So, as this thing's unfolding, it's giving you a little bit more information every time we get a new bar. Every time we get a new bar. And so we have to stay right now below that 66 area on this 1 minute chart to be more negative. But everything I'm telling you it's coming to fruition as I'm looking at it. And if you're paying attention and really looking at it and you're on the ball, because you don't have time to you see it, you react on it, you take a little profit out of it, you get out. That's a scalp. Do you have to be exact? Nah. I'd have probably got out here at 65. If I'd have been in at 62, I'd have taken 3 points out of it and said, "The heck with that last point." I don't care about being right that much. It's nice, but it's not. Don't really care. Write down the 54. Check me on it. See if we don't get back to it in a while. We should get back to it. There's just so much. It's Isn't that the truth? I've just about given up on the accuracy, and I've gone to it's about making money. If you're making money, who cares? I just because that's what we're here to do. I mean, at least that's what I'm here to do. And it's of course I don't pay any attention to the money while I'm trading, really and truly. Because if I do that, then my eyes off the ball. I'm losing focus. I just need to be trading what is and not what I want it to be. Let's see, what day do we have? If you trade in and around these numbers, after now, like the 68, once the 68's been hit, the 68 is now null and void. It doesn't mean you still can't take trades around it because it's still holding some support and resistance. Uh, but the next level above it is probably the 74. Now, is it going to make it up there? I have no idea. If it does, it's going to do it without me because I'm not going to sit here all day. So I hope everyone has been profitable today. But we can only make what the market gives us, not what we want to make. that's the case, I just put on an order and say, give me $1,000. I'd go and I'd quit. You're more than welcome, Craig. If anybody needs anything, I'm going to be sitting in the background for a little while longer. So feel free to ask. There's no one here but us. Well, you're more than welcome. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. I get to rambling. I like trading. Don't get me wrong. I really do. I just think it's the berries. If there's something really important pressing me to go do this, I'll sit in front of this computer all day long. I don't care how boring it is. I can find a trade. That's the problem. Is it's just kind of like, oh, here's another. Let's see. This thing says, yeah, we should bounce back up to 57. So I mean, that 67. So I got to remember that 67. But then it starts showing me, okay, we need to get down to 60 again. Okay. Then we need to see 54. And it's kind of like, okay, we're getting too many signals there. Uh, and so you have to be careful. So if you jump in at an opening of a 1 minute bar, just don't overstay your welcome. But it says that. So a lot of it is it's learning to find out what price is telling you, what it means to you. And so you either have to have some lines or levels, or you have to see the price action. You have to uh, see what it's doing. Uh, you know, you could take this 64 to looking for the 67, but you want to be out probably no lower than probably 63, 62.75. Really and truly, it'd have to be 62.50, because if you break this swing low, so you got a 64, you're looking for a 67, so you're looking for two, so you can risk 1.5 to make two. I'm just looking at the patterns going, okay. But on the shorter term time frame, we are a little bit below that blue band. We've got some resistance coming back into the 65 area. Uh, that may be you're saying, look, now I got to jump above that thing. So now I think I'll just get out and wait and see what happens. It's not you're here to scalp. If it does it in your direction, you make a little bit, get out. If it doesn't, get out very fast, because it's not going to stay there long. Now, this is the point. Okay, is the 62.50 going to hold it, or are they going to blow right on through it? Probably blow right on through it. But I mean, if you believe in that, you could buy the 63s and with the 62.50 stop. That's what you're going to have to deal with. So if you get a 63 to 67, that's even better. But you still have that blue band up there at that 65 area that you're going to have to contend with. And it's kind of like, it's not really worth it. Get you a little, make you a little bit and get out. Is it going to go? I don't know. And I will take trades like this. I'm seeing them. My risk is short. I'm like, it gave me a point. Okay, I'm out. Okay, we broke our 62.50. So is it going to stop there? And I don't know. I don't see, I still see it up there, but now I'm going to have a reason to get long a little more than what we're at, because I still see that 60 below. All right. Well, I couldn't stand it. I finally had to take that 63. I got out though. I'm gonna practice what I preach. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. As we progress, I will see these numbers above and below, and I will go in and I will write like the 67, the 60, the 54s. And if I have a reason to trade them, then I will use those as become target areas. We're coming back to that 62 pivot. Is the pivot going to hold it, or are they going to let it drift to 60 again? And if we can get below the blue band, and our blue band is coming right in at 60. So if we break 60, if we get to 64 and a quarter, we should see 67. Don't mean we will. But I'm just looking at the price action, just trying to figure out what it's going to do. It's getting really tight. Ah. Normally, I would say we should be down till about 1 o'clock. Guys, y'all have a great rest of your day, and these numbers will be good all day long. Just keep your stops in, and Saul will be back tomorrow. Mr. Brad, you still around? I guess he is out of here. If I shut down and it kicks us out of the room, forgive me. Saul's charts are not up, so uh, when I do shut down, it'll probably kick everybody out. Normally, we only run till 10 anyway. Okay, we've got above our 64 1/4. Now we got to get through 65, then we should see 67. See if it'll make it. I see these little trades and I like to see how they're going to work their way out. Right now we've got 64.50. Here we go. Get on up there. 65 1/4 is going to be the next little headache. We got that. And the next one's going to be 67. Come on. Give us 67. And if I was long this thing, I'd probably be pulling profits at about 66.50. That's probably a good. And let's see, what do I have right here? These are Bollinger Bands right here. 66.25. Oh, that's not right. Get up there with a tick where we want it to go. I guess that's why they call it trading. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It got close. Let's put it this way. It didn't touch it, that bar there, and the next bar that opened, I'd have had my stop sitting at 65. I would not have rode it back down. Even though the chart pattern says we should go there, doesn't mean that we will. Especially in the S&P. Sometimes the S&P just does not finish chart patterns. Over the NASDAQ, they seem to pretty well finish them. but there was a little profit in it. And 63 is gonna, I honestly have no idea what it's trying to do now. It's just a lot of clutter. I know that we should get back to 60. We're coming in, we're coming down to that blue band at 60.50. We should see the bottom of this bar right there, which was 60. Got down to 60.75. We were a little short on the top, a little short on the bottom. Really and truly, we would look at this 5-minute chart until we get below 60 or above this 68.50 area. This is just all inside clutter. But guys, I'm out of here. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a safe day. And if you keep trading, just remember, keep your stops in. Take care.
You know, when it comes to the opportunity to day trade, we're focusing here on the S&P 500 E-mini. The S&P 500 E-mini is a financial futures index based on a basket of a derivative price based on a basket of stocks. Boils down to one price in the S&P 500 E-mini. So we were working the market this morning. We start here at 9 a.m. We set the table for the day, put up our charts. Pretty close to the cash open, we set our key levels for this morning's trade. We call them coaching levels. Those are the areas that we are looking to trade around. Today's coaching levels, we had 52.62. We had 52.62 as our pivot. We had resistance at 68, 74, 84, 92, and 53.02 and 10. On the support end, we had 51, 43, 32, 24, and 14. Those are the areas of interest. We call them levels and zones, prices in the S&P 500 E-mini that we think present an opportunity to trade around based on a price action trading methodology. The entries, exits, and stops for those that are newer experienced traders would look to put to use in and around those levels, whether they were fade trades, momentum trades, short trades, long trades. We're looking to pick up 2 points plus on each trade. We're generally defending at 2 points. And the concept of price action trading leads to the entries, exits, and stops. Now, there's the whys, right? Think about this for a second. There are the whys to these entries, exits, and stops. And if you don't know the whys, how can you trade? Now, Saul, your trade along coach, is a trading floor veteran of the trading pits in Chicago. He's actively scalping based on a price action trading methodology. He's utilizing these pre-mapped out levels as opportunity points to really dig in and learn how to trade, dig in and learn how to put trades on and take them off from a price action methodology point of view. And he is schooled in the art of doing that. And he has the ability, based on this coaching session, which is an educational only coaching session, nothing is to be taken as trading or investment advice, to set the table for the morning session. And then as he sets the table for the morning session, he gives them out to everybody in audio. He reposts them in the chat area for those that are in Zoom. Our Zoom access is our home base. It's a webinar format. We showcase our charts. There's 3 charts in a separate chart window, 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini and a 30-year bond chart. You can review the charts and pick up pretty quickly on how the charts are put together. You can work with us on setting up your charts and your order entry. So he lays out these levels right around the cash open. He looks to utilize those levels based on the action of price vis-a-vis those levels. And then he puts on trades and takes them off. He's looking to pick up 2 points plus. In other words, he's looking to, on one contract, pick up $100, $200, $300 during a trading session. It's very conscious of fees associated with trading, but that's the idea, is how do you come to your screens, set yourself up, be an independent contractor, an entrepreneur, if you will. Learn how to trade, apply those trading skills. And that's what we do here on an everyday basis, every trading day basis. We look to help traders bridge the gap from being just a trader, which everybody can do, to a consistently profitable trader, which is quite elusive if you don't know what you're doing and you haven't practiced, and you haven't paid attention and adjusted and tweaked yourself based on this trading methodology and how you apply it based on these services. So that's what we do. If you're joining us from the outside, join us on the inside in Zoom. DayTradingMarkets.org. DayTradingMarkets.org is the URL. Join us live in Zoom. Come in as a guest. Come as a free guest. We ask you to switch over to paid pretty quickly. We're giving out some discounted links today, so if you haven't gotten them, pop in and ask. Right now, we're running a 50% off special. You'll see in the background here the trading pits in Chicago. You'll see Saul, who is your trade along coach, over my shoulder. A little descriptive, looking to trade better, ask about trader mentoring. We do one-on-one trader, well, Saul does one-on-one trader mentoring in a private Zoom meeting room where you get to start from where you start. If you're a new trader, you start off there, get set off on the right foot. If you're an experienced trader and you need some tweaking, adjustments to your current trading, then he helps you shed the stuff that's not working and concentrate on pieces of the puzzle that can work in your favor. Again, the concept of laying out key levels, the idea here is that better levels equal better trades. If you separate out the concept of where you get levels from, think about that for a second. Individuals are looking for an edge in their trading. They'll secure standardized software or software from a platform, either from a brokerage service, if you will, or a futures brokerage service. There are ones out there that are built for speed trading, the idea of scalping the market, day trading versus long-term investing. We have some links based on some of our affiliates that we can provide you to take a look at and make your own decision. We also have the ability to start out and look to earn a funded trading account where you're not putting up your own capital, you are trading somebody else's capital. There's criteria to be met for that opportunity. There's trading skill that needs to be met when it comes to being able to pass their tests, to be able to join their service and trade their capital. We help you when it comes to pointing you in the right direction to our affiliates. And then this group coaching session can help you as you develop your newfound trading skills, apply your newfound trading skills, be adjusted and tweaked based on your newfound trading skills to help you, again, look to develop consistent profitability in your trading. Don't be fooled. There's a lot of characters out there that are guaranteeing that you'll make money. There is no guarantee that anybody will be able to make money trading. We guarantee you the ability to try and put your best foot forward, and we can help you organize yourself, create discipline, provide you with a trading technique, help you massage and work on that trading technique to your best advantage. But there is no guarantee that anybody will make any money trading. Saul slugs it out every day. Don was in earlier. We thank Don for being part of our service and being Saul's wingman. Was in earlier today, and he was working the market. What's nice about it is that, when you lay out key levels right around the cash open, the pivot and other levels on top and bottom of that pivot, you really can't hide because you're, in some sense, predicting the future. and people can witness how your future predictions are working out or whether they're not working out. When they take those levels and they load them into their software, they'll pick up pretty quick if the market is not behaving as good as you would like based on those levels. So you pick up pretty quick whether Saul knows what he's doing, whether Don knows what he's doing, and whether you can learn something from them as it relates to setting up your trading account, organizing your charts, your order entry, putting trades on and taking them off, and being able to work the market as a disciplined trader. You know, I mention every once in a while that there's a difference between gambling and professional gambling. So think about that. Gambling's pretty easy. I would say, in my humble opinion, that most people lose money gambling. There's a select few that know what they're doing and can challenge the house based on their odds. And that's similar to the opportunity to trade. You've got to be in a position where you are schooled enough to be able to challenge the other players in the market. Trading is a zero-sum game. In other words, somebody has to lose for you to make money. And you have to be better at this than them when it comes to earning your stripes. Now, we are winding down the trading day. We had a active trading morning. We traded in and around our pre-mapped out levels. We'll be back here again tomorrow, slugging it out. Join us live in DayTradingMarkets.org, which is our link to drop right into Zoom. Register for Zoom with your real email and your real contact information so that you can receive an email to come in to our Zoom room on a daily basis. Email to the email you're registered with. Interact with us. Ask questions. Take the lead in your development as a trader, or take the lead as the development as a successful trader. Stand on the shoulders of people that have done this for a significant period of time, that are currently doing it in a fashion that is consistent and in a live format. Remember, each trading day is different. There are days where you sit on your hands. There are other days where you put on as many trades as you can because you're doing well when it comes to how the levels are working, how the price is behaving, and the ability to put trades on, defend with a. So what is price action trading? Price action trading in this case is scalping, interacting, and trading around pre-mapped out levels. As the price change in the S&P 500 E-mini happen, or the price movement in the S&P 500 E-mini happens, those levels may come into play, and then you can put trades on. Entries, exits, and stops. Generally looking for a 2-point plus trading profit on a trade. We're looking to pick that up. We defend generally at 2 points. And then it's a matter of where you enter a trade, and you may exit that trade, before a stop comes into play. Because the sixth sense that you start to develop based on trading tells you to get out. You may be in a situation where you start getting good at this, and you can handle multiple contract entries, and then you can massage those contracts to be able to get out of one, hold on to the other. Or depending on how many contracts you do, you may be able to do that also with multiple contracts. Put on 6, take 3 off, let the rest ride, and then take them off as appropriate, dictated by price movement the action of price in the S&P 500 E-mini, and how the market is behaving, or how you perceive the markets are behaving based on your trading experience. So having somebody to work with, be your trade along partner, having a 25-year veteran of the trading pits in Chicago to be that partner is a unique opportunity for you as a newer experienced trader. So take a moment to join us live in Zoom. If you like what we're doing here, tell your friends. Whether you drive them in based on some of our distribution, or you drive them right into Zoom as a guest through the URL www.DayTradingMarkets.org. DayTradingMarkets.org. So we'll be back again tomorrow. Join us at 9 a.m. We'll get you set up if you need to be. We'll provide you with our affiliate links to get yourself set up with your own trading platform. If you're interested in trading somebody else's capital, we can discuss it and help you move along the way. And we appreciate you being here and being part of our service. www.DayTradingMarkets.org